Welcome. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to start a tax preparation business. So welcome. My name is Krista Tyus. I am an enrolled agent coach. I help aspiring EAs, current EAs, and tax professionals grow their own tax practice with effective marketing. I received my EA credential back in 2012, and I have made over $500,000 in my own tax practice since 2013. So why start a tax business? And this is, some of the things that you're going to be thinking about as you're going throughout this process, but let's really go through the pros of starting a tax business. So one, of course, you have the ability to work from home, especially if you position your tax business as virtual, where you can acquire customers from all over the United States. This would allow you to work from home, especially if you have systems and processes in place to where you can receive documents confidentially and you can send documents confidentially. Next, you control how many clients you service. So of course, it's a service-based profession. You can control how many clients you take on and really control your work schedule. Next, of course, you can control your work schedule. And one of the biggest pros is that it's a sellable asset. So this is a real business that you're going to be able to potentially sell down the line. People buy tax and accounting businesses every single day. So if you build up a business that is self-sustaining, where customers are, kind of like on autopilot, and you have systems and processes in place, you can potentially sell the business later on down the line. You can sell your client base. And next, of course, you get to meet some great people and be a part of helping folks minimize their tax liabilities or increase their refund with your expertise. So this is one of the most important tasks that Americans partake in every single year, and you're going to be a very highly sought after confidant. And last but not least, this business is recession proof. So the tax code isn't going anywhere, no matter what they say about trying to simplify it or trying to streamline the process. It's not going anywhere. So you're always going to have clients each and every year. So let's talk about how to start a tax business. So very first and foremost, you have to study tax law. So if you want to just be a regular tax preparer, I would recommend the Wiley Tax Preparer 1040 Guide. And I'll put the link below so you can check out this book if you're interested in learning the complete guide to 1040s. Next, if you want to take your knowledge a step further and actually get credentialed with the Internal Revenue Service, you can go after your very own enrolled agent status. Now, the book that I used back in 2012 was this book here. It's called the EA Review. It's the Enrolled Agent Exam Study Guide. So it completely goes over individual, business, and representation tax law. And I'll put this link below as well. Now, next is getting your PTIN. So your PTIN is your Prepared Tax Identification Number. And it's $50 to get this number from the Internal Revenue Service. So before you begin your PTIN application, be sure you have your Social Security number, your personal information, your business information, your previous year's individual tax return, because it's going to ask you some identifying information on there. And then if you have any felonies, convictions, you want to make sure that you have explanations for those. And any explanation for any problems with your U.S. individual or business tax obligation. So you really don't want to see that you actually owe the IRS any money when you're going for your PTIN. So once you have all of your information together, in order to get your PTIN, you would just simply create your account. You're going to apply for your PTIN, and then you're going to receive your PTIN after you complete the online application. Now it says, note all PTIN correspondence is delivered through a secure online messaging in your PTIN account. So you want to use the most up-to-date email address when obtaining your PTIN to ensure you receive the IRS's messages. Okay, and so once you have your PTIN, you next want to get your EFIN, which is your electronic filing identification number. This is the number that you're going to use to actually submit tax returns electronically to the Internal Revenue Service. So step 1 is all about creating an IRS e-services account. Step 2, you want to submit your application, and step 3, you want to pass a suitability check. So you're going to have to go ahead and get fingerprinted with your local police station and send your fingerprints back to the Internal Revenue Service. Now, this is free, but it's a process that you have to go through to make sure that you are suitable to file taxes electronically. Okay, Now, next you want to think about your tax software. Now, I went through a plethora of tax programs. I'm going to list a few here. One is the most widely used is Intuit, which owns QuickBooks. They have a few different tax professional softwares that you can use. Crosslinks Tax is the tax software that I use. You can use Drake. A lot of accountants and CPAs that are independent, they speak highly about Drake. For me, I really didn't like it. It wasn't as streamlined as I like my tax software to be, which is Crosslinks. And then my advice for you is to download free demos. All of these tax preparation softwares, they typically allow you to download a free version, so you can go ahead and play around and see how you like the different tax software, how you like the interface, the navigation tools, the colors, the color scheme. Some people prefer different color schemes. It's just easier on their eyes. So go ahead and take about a week to download different tax software programs and test it out. See which one you like best, because at the end of the day, this is a system that you're going to be using every single day, and you want to make sure that it's user friendly for you. Now, next you want to start selecting your bank provider. Now, some people won't need this. A bank provider is going to allow you to delay collecting your client's tax preparation fee until they get their refund. So if you want to offer this service, you're going to need a bank provider. Now, if you're going to make everyone pay up front, no exceptions, then you don't need a bank provider. But if you do want the ability to have people get their taxes done by you and have their refund pay for your fee, you definitely want to start looking into a bank provider. So there are a few on the market, one being Santa Barbara Bank, which is great, Santa Barbara Bank I actually use. I used to use Refund Advantage, but their eFin process, when you enroll to become part of their bank provider, it was really a long process, so long that I couldn't wait any longer and I had to go with Santa Barbara, which proved to be a good decision anyway. But Refund Advantage, I did use them for a few years, and up until I needed to update my eFin, it was going fine. If you do go with Refund Advantage or really Refund Advantage, and they're taking longer than a week to process your application, you might want to go ahead and go with a backup bank provider, which I definitely will recommend Santa Barbara. There is another bank provider called Refundo. I haven't used them. Now, what I really want you to hear is that you want to go with a bank provider that will give you and your clients benefits, such as refund loans, debit cards, printed checks, reward cards, and incentives per customer. Most of these bank providers, they'll give you a incentive for each customer that you put through their system. So anywhere between $3 and $10 per refund. Okay. And so last but not least that I'm going to talk about in this video is actually getting clients, because this is after you study tax law and you've gotten your P10, your eFin, you got everything that you need to actually prepare and do taxes. Now you're like, okay, well, where are my people? Where are my customers? So this is the most difficult when starting out. What I definitely want to implore you to do is reach out to friends and family first and get experience preparing taxes. If your friends and family won't come to you, you're going to have a hard time having people who don't know you come to you. So go ahead and get experience, get your systems and processes down packed, and then start actively running your marketing campaigns. Now, there are many ways you can market to potential clients, but most ways aren't really thoroughly explained. You could try to search online and it's going to be like really generic stuff, like do flyers or, do mailers, and it's like, well, but how? Like, how exactly am I doing a flyer, or how exactly am I going to do this mailer, or should I have someone stand outside and waving a sign and all of that stuff? It's a lot of information, but none of it is really giving you tried and true efforts that people have utilized to actually grow their business outside of referrals. So what I've done is actually created a free masterclass on how to market your tax and enroll agent business. So I'm going to go ahead and put that link below. It's a free webinar that you can register for, and I tell you exactly how you can effectively market your tax business, how I was able to double my tax business each and every year. So if you like this style of training, this video with PowerPoint, and you kind of like my teaching style, I want to go ahead and invite you to go ahead and click the link to the marketing class, register. You're going to be able to watch the replay of that class. And as always, subscribe, guys, and leave your comments or questions below. If you have any specific questions about starting or growing your very own tax business, go ahead and drop them below, and I will definitely answer them personally and or create a video around it. Alright guys, I will talk to you soon.